Alright, what's up? My name is Jared, and a while ago, I did Fiverr. Now, what exactly did I do on Fiverr? I did product photography and I did video editing. So today, I thought it'd be fun to just go over how much I made from doing that in around about a year. Right, June 24th, this is where the journey all starts. So I uploaded a video called How Much Money I Make from Fiverr at 14 years old. But you may be asking, why is this important to how much money I made on Fiverr? Well, when the video started to get views, that's when I get my first order. So this order was for a grand total $30. To be completely honest, this order was really easy for $30 because all I had to do was combine a few clips to make somewhat of a wedding video. But this wasn't too bad. This was nice. I got a nice $30 from it and a nice 5-star review. Jab was brilliant and very informative about the process and time frame. The end product exceeded my expectations and will hopefully work with him again in the future. Brilliant review, and she did actually end up working with me in the future again, which was quite nice. Alright, so the next order I'm going to be going over happened about 2 months after the last one, and now literally after this order happened, stuff just started snowballing. I started getting on every other week, but at this point I went onto my Fiverr gig, and instead of just doing one revision for the price, I decided to put it at an unlimited amount of revisions, which is so stupid, man. Now the problem with that decision right there is because the next client I got was absolutely insane. I mean, this guy literally requested 5 revisions in a space of a few days. But bearing in mind this order was for about $55, I mean, I probably spent a good 10-12 hours just editing this, which for the price is totally not worth it. I actually had to just end up saying, look, I can't complete your project, this is taking too long, and which he said in response that he's gonna leave an honest review. And at this point, I was so scared because I knew if I got a bad review, nobody would want to work with me. But I got quite lucky because I actually got a pretty decent review. But he gave me a 5-star for communications. He said a 3-star for buy, I recommend again. Service described 4-star. Here's where stuff starts to get interesting because at this point I introduced this new Fiverr gig, which was to do professional product photography. Because as you can probably tell by the camera that's shooting right now, I had the setup to do professional product photography. Well, at least I branded it as that. My setup was bad. I'm gonna see if I can find any kind of pictures or footage. I'll play it on screen right now of the actual setup. But basically, it was just a window, it was paper and a softbox pointing straight at it. But anyway, I'm sure you want to get into the orders and how much I actually did make of this, because this is where I started to charge a lot higher. So the first one I did was for $95, and if I'm not mistaken, this was actually for something really simple. So it was 3 separate images. I literally had to send this guy 3 images. So from how much money I'm making versus how much money I'm putting into it, this was 100% so much better. So I sent him the 3 white background product photography pictures, and then I sent him like this kind of life staging one where it's in a realistic environment. Oh, these are bad. I actually thought these were good. It looks like I took it and then I was shaking it while going. Okay, that's better. I don't know why I got away with calling it professional. For a bit of context of this as well, in my Fiverr gig, I did actually put images that weren't actually mine, where I claimed these were the images I took for previous clients. So I did something a little bit cheeky to get more sales. Wow, yeah, I don't know how I got away with it. I don't want to spoil anything, but a few orders later, I didn't actually get away with it and I got a really angry customer. But anyway, I'll go over that in a sec. I ended up getting a 5-star review and $75 for 3 white background product photography photos, which that's some nice profit because I probably spent 3 hours overall on it, so over $20 an hour. So that's pretty decent. That's all right. At this point, orders started coming in pretty fast. I mean, it's kind of what's happening weekly at this point. I then actually did get another order from the person with the wedding gig earlier, and I actually managed to double my price, so I charged $60 instead of the $30 I did last time. So at this point, I'm sitting good. I've got 6 5-star reviews, 1 4-star from the guy who had a bit of complications with, and then I had an idea that was a complete game changer for me. So for this to all make sense, you've got to understand this one simple concept. Sound like one of those YouTube gurus, but no, you got to understand that on Amazon, the average amount of product photos that will go with a product are about 7. So what I was doing beforehand is I was almost retaking photos of people. So for example, they've got another product photographer and they don't like one of the white background photos that one has done. So they will come to me and just get the one order done for what, like $50. But then I started saying, you know what, I've gotten pretty good at doing these white photos. I'm just gonna go all in and decide to take the 7 photos in 1 gig for a deluxe package for, I think at first I set the price to about $200 per order. I was making roughly around about $30 per photo. So as you can probably imagine, at first this was really scary because I actually had to take lifestyle images, I had to add infographics, text with the images, and yeah, it was a huge learning curve for me. So I'm going to go over this order that I ended up securing for $217, which to this day stands as my highest order ever. But let me just go over in brief detail the end product and everything that happened in this order. So the product I was taking pictures of was a lunchbox, and as you can probably imagine, I had to prepare food with the lunchboxes. This is probably something you didn't consider, but luckily he let me off quite a bit. I think I just did some apples and sandwiches. Anyway, getting back onto the order, something I really did, and what you can literally talk to any person who has ordered my gig, even if they did leave a bad review, all of them, I can guarantee you, said I had good communication. I was very, very clear with my timelines. I never was late. If I was gonna be late, it'd be like an hour. I'd say, hey, I'm getting this finished up in an hour, and then 2 hours later, I'd be like, oh, sorry, I was overrun. But I would never just leave people hanging for more than 6 hours. If somebody asked a question to me, I would try and respond as soon as possible. All right, let's do it. So picture number 1. Yeah, that's not brilliant. I think this is the one I actually had to retake. This is the only thing that was wrong with it. I'm gonna shut that down. And this one, it's a little bit better. Okay, the infographics are there. I remember, I think I went onto a free stock images to get these 2 images right here. Not too bad. And this is where the images actually start to get good, because as you can see, that is a decent photo, apart from the fact that she has what, like a bit of tomato sauce or whatever on her cheek. Nothing wrong with that. It's decent. The only thing I would probably critique is that the logo is not in focus, but not too bad at all. This is I quite like this. This is quite a nice photo. It was kind of stylistic. I just had kind of one more to do, and I was like, hey, why don't let's just do a photo of her smiling again. The logo of the bottle is not in focus. Overall, the images, there's definitely an improvement for the first time I was doing this. Huge improvement. They're definitely better, all right? And that, again, that is not bad. Look, it's not professional. I mean, all of these look very amateur. I don't know, to be quite frankly honest, I don't really know how I got away with branding them as professional. And then we've got this one right here for the infographics. It's just, yeah, that's what I gotta say. It's not bad. So she gave me a 5-star review saying, very good, tried his best. I don't know, I feel like that has connotations to being bad, but I don't know. I got a 5-star review. I got 5 stars for everything, and obviously brilliant experience, great clients who have worked with. Now we're gonna get onto the bit that I think hands down made me stop doing Fiverr, if I'm quite being honest. This is the turning point in this whole experience where I was like, this is just not for me. So real quick, just before we continue with the reason why I stopped doing Fiverr, I have a ton of footage lying around of a Fiverr project I recently tried to do that went completely wrong. I documented everything from the complete start to the complete end, and having to actually cancel the order. I'm a fucking idiot. But if you want to see that, please let me know in the comment sections, and also leave a like on this video. If you want to see it, I'm so down to make that video, but let's get back to it. A bit of backstory and context to this situation. I was starting to get really tired of doing these orders. I mean, there's such a lack of creativity, and I just hated having to set up, having to take it down, and having to reset up all the paper. I mean, that alone probably took about 20 minutes. It's a very, very tedious thing, especially editing. You have to cut out all the images. It's very annoying, and I didn't like it, okay? This leads me to the 28th of November, 2018, where I got an order which was originally meant for, I think, about $250. It looked brilliant at first. The only problem was that I had to deliver 14 photos for her. So unfortunately, I actually ended up blocking this person, which is probably a telltale sign that something not brilliant is gonna happen, but I'm gonna briefly explain this story in short. So I delivered the 14 photos, and as soon as I delivered it, I knew something was up. I get a revision request about 2 minutes later requesting some revisions. Well, quite a lot of revisions. And at the time it wasn't too bad. It was like, okay, I've had revisions before. It's not ideal, but okay, at the same time it's not too bad. And then I get a call on my phone and she's literally calling me bursting in tears. In my opinion, she was completely over exaggerating. But in terms of getting paid, we negotiated for ages. She didn't want to pay me anything and I was like, okay, I'm not going to get paid the full price, but can you just pay me like, I think $60 for the 2 videos I took, because that were the only things up to standard. Basically, I had wasted probably about a week making photos that I didn't get paid for. That hands down, having to spend so long, because I think I retook all the images and then I put them back and she still didn't like them. I just spent so much time for literally nothing. Oh yeah, I did take that on the chin, because the order after that, I got $200 for it and I got a 5-star review of product photography, and I think that just said to me, look, I'm actually decent at this. It wasn't just a fluke that I got another 5-star. It's for a phone case, and this, I think the quality went up here. It's a bit better. It definitely is a bit better. I think it was a German company anyway, so yeah, the photos are better. The photos are quite a bit better and we've gone up in quality. So I think at this point in the Fiverr journey, I had made around about $500 from orders. And I think at this point, one of my YouTube channels started getting quite a lot of views. I started getting traction. I started making more money from that YouTube channel than I did with Fiverr. And I called it wraps with this final order here. Dr. DJ. I don't know what happened to Dr. DJ, I'm not gonna lie.
Hey everyone, it's Dr. DJ. Today I want to talk to you about sleep, because we are not getting enough. And you know why I know?
Yeah, it's more my style. It was made for a YouTube video, and with editing, I'm so much more clean with it because I've been doing it for so much longer. But I think that summarizes all the Fiverr orders, and now I'm going to be going over the total of how much money I made from doing Fiverr when I was 14 years old. $700. Not too bad for a 14-year-old. Honestly, that is pretty good. Just before you click off the video, please may I reiterate, hit that like button right now, okay? I've been completely authentic with this video, and plus I need a boost in the algorithm and my channel is kind of dead, so go down below, leave a like, and yeah,